guess I'll join you then.
Without goddesses. No, we should live our lives by regulations that...
So hopefully this title wasn't clickbait, whatever title I decided to go with, because it's not meant to be. I just, have to let you guys know what I'm talking about. And it does involve Ray. Now let me go back and tell you why I'm even talking about this. I believe it was the question of the day with the oracles, and somehow the topic came about of I said to somebody that I thought that of another character I could replace instead of Mina, for Mina, and I never told that person what my answer was. My answer would actually have been R4 of the Rebirth 1 dimension. Now, going into another person's comment, or actually, it's kind of a lot of you. Well, maybe a lot of you guys have had this thought, but about how the series, there are some things it can and cannot do. Now, when I'm looking at it as, okay, as far as CPUs go, Noir and Uni can't be killed. Blonde Robin Ram can't be killed, and Vert can't be killed because they all exist in the industry. Ironically, it would be the Planetoon CPUs and Ray who would qualify under ones who could be killed because they're out of the console wars. If Idea Factory and Compile Heart decided to, those would be ones that they could get rid of, but not any of the other CPUs because then you're missing a current part of the console wars. So that leaves the other option of character development throughout games. And I thought it would have been a nice touch to see, a character from Rebirth 1 and Rebirth 2. I know the games aren't canon, I'm just saying, it would have been nice to have that connection, to further feel, because it was that way when we took out Netgear, IF, and Compa. Even though Netgear was new, it was IF and Compa who made it, brought that old with the new, and it felt, I don't know, I got such a cool feeling that I didn't get with the third game. Just the fact that it was a new journey, old but new journey. I can't explain it, but so then that got me thinking about what would they do for the fifth game. I would like them to bring in back Plutia, Pishi, and Ray, especially since the fact that we never got to play as Ray in any game as far as I'm concerned. So that was number one. I was saying, well, Ray would be a cool character to use. We don't even know, she uses a staff, so I'm assuming she would be a magic type CPU. So we have Ramen Ram, but so that would be sort of a cool addition, or maybe they could add in some new other types of abilities for Ray. But the main thing I was thinking about is Ray would make sense for the possible plot of the fifth game, the PC Master Race. Come on, I've seen so many comments over the years about, and I'm almost tempted to make this about the PC Master Race, coming into the Neptunia series. Regardless, the PC Master Race would be, I figured they could be maybe start as that could be, imagine Vert's engineered younger sister, an experimental CPU that's made, and then it somehow goes out of control, and it will be in the Ultra Dimension, and hey, you could even say, speaking of the Ultra Dimension, I know this might not be what some of you guys want to hear, but I'm saying, as far as how the rules go, they theoretically could kill off that Noir, that Blonde, and that Vert, and leave Pishi and Plutia intact. But I'm just saying, it will be in the Ultra Dimension, and this CPU would end up being immensely powerful, the same caliber as Ray. Of course, Ray doesn't have all of her power right now. She's a lot weaker than what she used to be, and that could be, one, thing that would furthest the plot of the game, but Ray would be a key component. I think if you're a starting party, it could be Ray, Plutia, and Pishi. Plutia has healing skills, and Pishi, you could give her some other type of skills to balance it out. And I think that would be pretty cool. I mean, if you look at the trend, it's been then Rebirth 1 slash the first game, it was Neptune who was the main character. Mark 2 slash Rebirth 2 was Nepgear. And Victory slash Rebirth 3, like, I strongly feel that Plutia was at least the main character of interest in that one. And in Mega Dimension, Mega Dimension's up for debate. We won't talk about that one. But yeah. So I'm thinking, if we go by the trend, like Planetoon CPU is a main in each game, that would mean either the fifth game, it would be like Saturn, who I feel like Saturn was Uranus, but I'm not gonna get into that. So then why not give it to Rey? Why not give it to a character who we haven't played before? We have no idea what her abilities are. They could customize it completely. They could even change her CPU form if what I was saying was true, and that because she's no longer using whatever power she was using before, or at least she has a change of heart, it could be, or hey, they could keep it the same, and that would make for some interesting dialogue. And most importantly, I think it's a battle between old and the new. The PC master races, the new, they're an elite. The people who have them are convinced that, that race is the best race, or race, that going PC gaming is the best, and like console. Like, think about the implications of that. If such a nation or even such a universe or dimension was founded by the CPU because they got that powerful. I don't how that would happen, I'm not sure, but I'm just saying, that they got that powerful, and their citizens literally had that mindset that they were elite, tried to transform the other citizens or things like. I think that could make for some very interesting conflicts, and you could even have like a bunch of candidates for the CPU. Like maybe the main CPU is like a supercomputer, and then you have like the laptop and the desktop, or maybe even include some other types, like maybe mobile phones. Or I don't know. It could be interesting, But I think the same way Rey had that same elitism about her when she was, at least from what we saw when we were fighting her in the game. So I think not only would it make sense for, like the very first game to like what's current gen, that kind of fight, but also a fight of two people, of one person who had been through that whole ideal and had been defeated before and faces the PC CPU, so they could, like basically bond in friendship. That would be one that I would love to see, because, Rey has been down her path. I think that would be pretty cool. So yeah, that's just my thoughts. It's not just Rey, it's mainly just we can call it an omni dimension, because I would want a game to include the super dimension. I'm not sure if you would include the zero dimension, if you would want to. Well, actually, hold up. No, what am I saying? Of course you have to include zero dimension. You gotta get Uzume in there, like somehow. All right. Like, we need Umio. Actually, depending on what goes down, it might actually be necessary for her to be the fourth party member and then go and get the rest. Like, that could be, I could see that happening. So yeah, I'm basically just advocating for Rey to be in a game, and I think that would be a great game for her to be in. And I hadn't fully fleshed out my idea of what the fifth game would be, but I just wanted to get this out. So that's just my thoughts. What are yours? Post them down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time.